Hi, I'm Kanisha. Welcome to my channel. I'm here to talk about Sense8 Season 2, Episode 12, the finale. So I want to start with, basically, for this video, I just have a list of things that I really liked about this episode, so I'm just going to go through them. So first of all, I love the wedding and the reception. I thought the wedding vows were beautiful. I love that Bug was able to walk Nomi down the aisle. And it makes sense because her family, like the relationship with her parents is not very good. So that makes sense, and I love that he was able to do that. I love that all of Neat's parents were able to walk her down the aisle. I thought that was really cute. I love the vows. I thought the vows were like incredibly perfect and very well written, and I just thought they were perfect for these characters, which shouldn't be a surprise because these writers have been writing for them for several years, so that's not a surprise. But I just love the vows. I love everything about the wedding. It was beautiful. I really like that River was able to officiate. That was pretty cool. And I love the reception. The party was cool. I can't remember. I think the reception is when Janet, Nomi's mom, got the brownies, and I love that the brownies came back. That was kind of fun thing to bring back because the brownies were in season 1, and I think that was part of the Pride Festival that Neat and Nomi were at, I think. But yeah, and in season 1, the brownies were said to like make you never be the same. So I love that Janet had this drug-induced change of heart. I hope it sticks, or maybe those two people that were handing out the brownies could like send some to her every, I don't know, like a prescription or something. Maybe they could just keep sending it to her. I don't know. I don't know how that works, but I loved it. I love the brownies. Love seeing Janet there and like be so loving, because I haven't seen that at all. So that was great to see her loving, and it was also great to hear the story of Nomi and Neat's first meeting, and I guess how they I assume it was love at first sight, basically. It's kind of how I interpreted it based on the way Neat's parents were telling it. So that was cool. And I like that we got to see it at the end. And it's really quick, but I like hearing it, and I like being able to see how it happened. So that was great for me. Some other things that I liked. I love seeing Angelica at the reception. If you've been watching my videos on Sense8, then you'll know that I always love seeing Angelica, so of course this is no different. It would have been fun to see her like dancing with her kids, but instead she was just like standing nearby looking like a very proud parent. So that was good too. But yeah, of course I love to see her there. I love the Trojan horse plan that they made. I like the execution of it all. It was really fun to see them, I guess undercover's not really the right term, but I guess in disguise at least. It's fun to see them all in disguises and wearing stuff that I don't think they would usually wear. And then they were, of course, pretending to be some other people, some like dumbfounded tourists. It was just really fun. And I love that it worked, because like it's kind of an absurd thing to happen. And I guess, of course, if you're supposed to be very serious guards and like involved in criminal activity, I guess you just wouldn't suspect that another, I don't know, criminal, I guess, or criminal organization would pull that off in order to attack you. So It was a great idea by Hernando, and I love seeing it, and I love that it worked. And I love that the guards who were supposed to be working there basically just were totally caught off guard and paid the price for it. So the plan was pretty fun and brilliant and wacky, and I really like the Trojan horse plan. I'm very glad that Kala was of sound mind enough to help Wolfgang and Rajan save her life. Because as I was watching, I mean, it's obvious that she needs medical attention, and it was hurting me to just see Wolfgang like cry over her body and not do anything to save her. So I'm very happy to see, and I'm very happy for this like connection that they have. This really came in clutch. So she was able to talk him through how to save her, and I'm just really happy that that was possible and that she could still do that. I love seeing Chips Ahoy again. I was very concerned when he first came into, well, in the first scene that he showed up in this finale. He was under duress, running away, and it's great to see. I love all the scenes he was in, really. I like he was having that conversation with Riley, and he was able to connect Riley to Ursa. It was cool to see Ursa again. So I really grown to like Chips Ahoy, and I'm glad to see that he got taken care of by Miss Kirsty, and it was nice to see that he could make the wedding. I assume that he was there in person. So yeah, it was great to see that he survived. I like seeing him again. He's a character that I ended up really liking, and I'm glad that Miss Kirsty was able to get rid of the bullets and save Chips Ahoy that way. A random kind of thought I had was at the wedding, Chips Ahoy talks about how Miss Kirsty was able to, what did he say? I wrote this down. Laid waste to the BPO platoons. So I don't know if that's something that should be taken seriously or if it was kind of a joke, but I did wonder, like, is she a Sense8 too? Did someone in her cluster like share and beat up all those BPO guys, BPO soldiers? Like, so that was interesting. And I just didn't know how to take it, but I'm leaning toward maybe Miss Christie just, I don't know, beat up all those BPO guys with the help of being a Sense8. So I don't know. I don't know what that was supposed to mean. Let me know in the comments, what did you think about that comment from Chips Ahoy? So another thing that I loved about this finale was that it felt like every character we've met had a part to play in this finale. Maybe not literally every character, but like I think all of the supporting characters came back for this and, played a role. Like Ursa, Chips Ahoy, Miss Christie, Felix, Diego came back. We saw Puck. Whatever. I don't care for Puck, but he came back too. Who else? It was just, I think there was a few more people, but it was, Coffee's family was able to go to the reception. Like, they were there for that. Moon came back. Bug. Like, it just felt like everyone was able to get in a scene, basically, and interact and contribute, basically. So that was fun. And I really like that the show was able to do that for the characters that have been kind of major parts of this series. Another thing that I loved about this finale was that everyone in the cluster got a happy ending. So Will and Riley are together, Nomi and Neets are married, LHD, of course, love them, and they seem to be doing just fine all together. Kathy and Z are together, Sun and Moon. I don't know if the writers meant to do that, Sun and Moon, but it's cute and I like it, and I'm happy that they are happy together, because I did start to like them as a couple earlier in season 2, so that's great for everyone. Kala, Rajan, and Wolfgang also got a happily ever after together. Now this caught me by surprise, and because I've been saying for the whole series that I do not like Kala and Rajan as a couple. I wanted them to not be together, and I wanted Kala to leave Rajan for Wolfgang. You know what? Like, this is fine. I'm not like upset that all three of them are now a throuple or in a poly relationship, whatever it's called. Like, I'm not mad about it, and it's totally fine. If they're happy all together, then so be it. And I don't think it's anyone else's business to try to break them all apart if they're all happy together. So happy for them. Did not see this coming, but it's fine. So now I'm just gonna go through some of the things that I liked about the finale but didn't love. I liked that we finally got Whisper's motivation revealed, and I'm kind of in shock because I did say this. So maybe there's other people like Whispers who are Sense8s and are on BPO's side. So could he be replaced? Is he trying to have like a contingency plan for that? Could he be trying to, like, even as I'm thinking about this sounds insane, but could he be trying to have some kind of immortality plan? Again, as I say it, that sounds totally crazy, but is that a thing he's interested in? I have been trying to figure out what it was, why Whispers was working with BPO. I've been trying to figure out for all of season 2, and I had been a little upset with the show, a little annoyed that they were kind of dragging this out, but I called the immortality plan several episodes ago, and even as I was saying it then, I didn't believe it, and I still can't believe it's real, actually. But that's what it is. Wow, I can't believe that that's it. But that's what it is, and man, okay. Wow, okay. So yeah, it's revealed. We finally got it. I kind of wonder if the show had a season 3, would they have still revealed this in season 2? I don't know. It doesn't matter, but that's something I wonder about. And now that the show has revealed what Whisper's motivation is, I'm actually happy that they decided to wait until this episode to do it, because his motivation is so selfish and individualistic. Yeah, it's just about him. So I'm glad that the show waited this long. If it was some like bigger plan, like I speculated, like if he wanted to be king of Sense8, maybe that's something that could be revealed sooner. Like, I just feel like his motivation is so small and selfish that it didn't warrant the cluster fighting so hard and knowing sooner. Just because of what his motivation is, I'm okay with the show doing it this way and revealing his motivation later rather than sooner. And I know I've been like kind of complaining and annoyed with the show for not doing it because I wanted to know so bad. But now that I've seen the entire series, I like that they did it this way. Another thing I liked was meeting the mother of Lacuna and Whisper's mom. It was nice that she, well, it was important, but it was nice that she was able to give that information to the cluster and to help the cluster find Whispers. I'm really glad that Bodhi wanted to intervene, because when we first met her, she seemed so like not of the world, and that's kind of what the mother Lacuna was saying as well. But I'm glad Bodhi's view prevailed and they decided to do something about it. I like the scenes of the exchange in the club, the exchange of Whispers and Wolfgang. It's kind of funny that sometimes in those club scenes it looks so crowded, but of course when there's any sort of action that's going to happen, there's a lot of room for everyone to breathe and a lot of room for everyone to move. So that's kind of funny, but it's TV, so. And it's, I guess, like really like a safety hazard, so you can't have extras in the way of the action. So it all makes sense, but it's kind of funny to me. But I like the scenes of the exchange being in the club. I like the plan with the smoke pots. That was really fun. And it was just a good scene. I thought it was well directed and well shot. Of course, Letha's cluster would not follow the rules and bring a gun. But yeah, I just liked everything about that scene in sequences. I also like that we got an explanation for why Angelica was working with BPO. I like that she was trying to find Raul, and I guess it sounded like she could sense he was in Chicago, and she went investigating basically and was able to connect with Whispers and Calovi, I guess. But I like that it wasn't, okay, so when Ursa first said in season 1 that Jonas and Angelica were working for BPO, and it sounded like they were helping Whispers find Sense8, which, yeah, with the machine, yes. It felt like Angelica and Jonas agreed with or the way I interpreted it was, I thought that meant Jonas and Angelica agreed with what BPO was doing. And then something happened that made them change their minds. But now we learned that from the very beginning, she didn't agree with BPO. She wasn't there to work for BPO and help BPO's mission at all. She was doing her own kind of mission while she worked with BPO. So I'm glad we got that explanation. And I'm glad to see that I think she knew what Whispers was trying to do, because it looked like there were drones that had been collected by the time that she tried to enact her plan to stop it. And then she injured the chairman. So I'm glad to see that we got that explanation, and I'm glad to know that Angelica never agreed with what Whispers and BPO were doing with the Sense8. And I like that this episode, this finale, made clear whose side Jonas was on. And it was Angelica's. This whole time, he just kind of doing what Angelica wanted him to do, what Angelica urged him to do, promised him to do, I guess. So yeah, it was even when when the chairman stopped the surgery for him and he was kind of living this cushy life, and Whispers was torturing Wolfgang, and Will came to him like for help and he refused. So like everything makes sense because Jonas needed to get to BPO and get that machine. So yeah, everything came together. Everything made sense. It made sense to me. And I like that the show was like able to do that and sort of conclude Angelica and Jonas. And leave their cluster kids like in a better position. I like that the comment about secrets came back. Jonas told Will that humans society is based on secrets back in season 1, and I kind of liked how that bit of information, or I don't know, maybe just conversation, came back in a way that was critical. So I like that Jonas and Angelica were keeping a secret from Whispers, and I like that Jonas was able to use the drones, use the technology or research that Whispers had been doing, and they were able to use it all and kill the chairman. And now that faction of the BPO is like hopefully done for good, and now the Sense8 won't be like, I don't know, hunted down or deemed a security threat and all that kind of stuff. So I like that the secrets came back, and I like that everything Jonas did was kind of to get to that moment. All of the seeming betrayals were just to get back to BPO and use that neural machine. So see, I like that the show was able to kind of tie that all together. I like that Sense8 are public knowledge now. At least that's what it seems like when that was at the end of the wedding reception, I think, or the end of the wedding ceremony. I think River talked about some kind of accord, and that made me think that knowledge of Sense8's existence was public now. So I like that. And of course we see, I think a little example of that was when Capheus was introducing his family to Sun and said that she was the spirit of Jean-Claude. So yeah, so I guess that all is public now. That's pretty cool. It is a bummer that the show is ending and now we can't see what the world is like now that this knowledge about a different kind of human being exists. So I mean, it's a shame that we can't see like the world reset in that way, but I think it's cool that now in this world people know that there are a different kind of human being, or different species of human. So another thing I liked about this finale was that we won. The cluster beat BPO and Whispers and Leela. And of course that contributes to the happy endings that I mentioned earlier in this video. But yeah, we beat them. Didn't expect Whispers and Leela to blow up, but of course that what rocket launcher, I don't know what it's called, whatever it's called, it came back again, courtesy of Sebastian. So I kind of like that callback happened. It's kind of fun, but yeah, it's still like shocking that their stories ended that way, but felt necessary because, of course, Whispers, he was never gonna change his mind, and Leela, I think, has gone too far in her efforts to like build this haven or whatever it was supposed to be for Sense8s. Yeah, she's just done too much and hurt too many people. So I don't think locking them up was gonna be the answer, especially since they're Sense8s. They were just no. So this felt like how it had to end, and like just glad we won. So I have a few random thoughts that I wanted to mention. First, I feel really bad for Wolfgang and his family, like how his family, like the family tree is fucked. And it was just heartbreaking to hear what happened to his mom, and that no one did anything. His uncle and aunt, they knew, and I don't know if they felt like it wasn't their business to intervene, or maybe they didn't want to believe that that's what happened. I don't know what's up with that, but maybe they were intimidated. I don't know. They didn't do anything about it, and that's heartbreaking to hear all of that happened to his mom, and that Wolfgang had to live with him. But it does seem like Wolfgang is in a better, like, emotional and mental space. He was recalling the "I'm not worth it" line that his mom said earlier in his, like, remembering the past. And I'm glad that it seems like now he values himself. He thinks he's valuable now, and he thinks he's worth the effort that everyone put in to rescue him, and like everyone was working together to stop EPO. So I think he's gone past that "I'm not worth it" now, and I'm glad that that's happened. And I'm glad that he has people that he can trust, and he can try to be happy and be free now. Now, something that was unclear to me, it sounded like after Angelica gave birth to her first set of kids, she wasn't able to find them or connect to them or something like that, and so she used the neural machine that Whispers made, and I guess create another machine to help find her kids using the, like, pain sonar, whatever. So I thought it was kind of weird, because I felt like when she gave birth in season 1, she was able to, like, see and find her kids pretty easily. Like, we saw all the shots of Angelica with every person, and everyone in the cluster saw Angelica. So I don't know if it was just like a giving birth thing, like only in the moment of giving birth could she see them all and know where they were. So maybe that's why she decided to use the pain sonar to find Raul, because she couldn't really feel him. Or was it just because Raul had the surgery and that made the connection shaky? So I was a little confused about why she needed to use that pain sonar to find Raul, when it seemed like when she had given birth, she found all of them very easily and could see where they were. So that confused me, but maybe Raul having the surgery made it hard for Angelica to find him. So maybe I figured it out, but I don't know. I guess I'll just go with that. I don't know. Another thing I wanted to mention was the scene on the train when everyone was listening to music. I thought that was really fun, and I really liked seeing them all like have fun on the train. And some of them were in the car driving with I think Cophius, and then I think Nomi was in the van with Bugs. So it was fun to see them all hear the song, enjoy it together. It's also interesting to me that earlier in this episode, Jonas talked about how, did I write this down? Yeah, Jonas said pain binds them together. I think he said like pain was, I don't know, the thing that most binds them together. Like, I don't know. But he said pain binds them together, but also music binds them. We saw in season 1, episode 4, they were all listening to Riley's music. She was, what was that song? What's Going On, I think. So everyone could hear it, and a lot of them were singing together, like Wolfgang and Kala, I remember, were singing together. So it's not just pain that binds them. I feel like Jonas said pain most binds them together or something like that, but music does too, and I think that's really interesting. And I don't know if it's just this cluster, because Riley is a musician, she's like a DJ, and then she comes from a musical family, so maybe that's just this cluster. I don't know. I would like to believe that even though there's something negative that binds them all, pain, there's also something positive that can bind them, which is music. So we've seen multiple examples of pain binding the cluster together. When Sun was in the prison and getting attacked, and then we saw Kala get shot and everyone felt it. So yes. And then of course when Wolfgang was getting tortured, they all felt it. So yeah, pain does bind them, but I think it's clear that music binds them too. And then in the video I did for season 1, episode 4, I talked about how I was surprised that music would be the first thing that connects all 8 of them together. And at that time, it didn't seem like pain was the thing that binded them all together. But music was, it seemed like the first thing that the show showed us was that music was going to connect them all together. So I just think it's interesting that Jonas mentioned pain, but it looks like music does the same thing, so that's cool. So yeah, that's all the little things that happened in this finale that I wanted to mention. Overall, I really enjoyed this series. There was not a single bad episode. Every episode was great. Every episode had some kind of mystery that I was really involved in trying to figure something out. Of course, every time Angelica appeared in season 1, that was exciting for me because I love to see her. And then, of course, the mystery of BPO and what Whisper's motivation was also something that I was thoroughly involved in, even though I didn't like it all the time. But yeah, there was always something interesting in every episode. There was always a little bit of new information. And it was just, this was a really well done, well written, well directed show, and I really liked enjoying it. I like seeing it. This was a really good show, and I'm very glad that this ending tied up all the loose ends. I am very sad that we can't see what happens. I'm sad that there's not really like an epilogue kind of thing where we see each person in the cluster and like how they're doing in the aftermath of possibly Sense8 being public knowledge, or what their lives are like. Like, I'm very curious about what Wolfgang is doing. Is he going to move to India? What does that mean for Felix? I'm interested to see how LHD is doing. Like, are there, as an actor and as a Sense8, does that mean anything different for the kind of roles he could get? Like, it's just like little stuff like that. I think it's interesting in the context of maybe Sense8s are public now. So I'm a little sad that there's not like an epilogue that we can see to see like what's the state of the world now. But I do like that the show was able to tie up everything and have happy endings for everyone. And of course we see that BPO, I think, is going in a better direction now with River. So everything got tied up. That was great, and I'm glad that they were able to do that, because I don't remember the order of like the cancellation. I don't know if it was canceled during production or like I don't know how that all worked out, or like was season 2 announced to be the last season. I don't know, but I'm glad that this was able to happen. 2.5 hours is wild, but it was necessary, and it allowed for a full conclusion to the show. So I love that, and I love that the show was able to do that. So yeah, that's kind of gonna do it for this video. Overall, I did really enjoy this. And let me know in the comments, how do you feel about this show? Is this one of your favorite shows? Is it your favorite show? Is there anything that you didn't like? Were there any episodes that you didn't like? So let me know in the comments what you think about the show, and how do you feel after watching the finale. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time for a new show.